Hi guys, it's Misty with How Creative Creations, the Stick Pony Lady. I'm joining you once again, showing you how I made this one-of-a-kind, handcrafted, green and purple dragon stick pony. Isn't it neat? I love this one. Now you'll notice right off that I did this one a little bit different than I've done some of my other stick ponies, or my other dragons at least. I did the ears different, I did the eyes different. I like to change up the designs. I also did 3 rows of spikes, and in the center row, I did a different pattern than the normal. It's fun. I do it for fun. So, without further ado, here we go. Now, I warn you, I lost the footage of me drawing out the pattern and cutting it. I cut out 3 on the same day, and I don't know where the footage of that went. But that's okay. You've seen me draw and cut them before anyways. So, this new pattern, I will link it down in the comments. I got it from Etsy. It actually says it's a wolf eye, but I was looking for a wolf to put on my son's best friend's mask. Something he asked me for. He said, "Mama, can you do it, please?" And I said, "Sure." So, I found a 4-pack of it's a woodland creature eyes on Etsy, and I thought they were just awesome. It'd be different. It'd be worth a try, you know. So, I got them, downloaded them. Today, I did that last week. Today's the first time I've got to do it because I spent all last week with school starting this week, and they're making it mandatory here for masks at school. So, I've been doing masks for the past week. While it's not my favorite thing to do, I will do them all day, every day if I have to. So, I found out something. This pattern takes a lot less time than my other pattern to stitch out. And I'm kind of like, look, y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think, because I like this one. And it's unique. Everybody seems to be using the Whimsy designs before. And I've been using them for 3-4 years now. And kind of, something new. And I thought this well for dragon. There's also 3 other style bites. And I will be using those for other things. So, I'm going to look out for the next one. This fabric that I'm stitching on, I did purple for the iris of this eye to match the magenta purpley spots in the green. This is supposed to be a leopard print, but I thought it looked like splotchy scales with the greens and the purple, so it became a dragon. Anyway, so I did the purple to match that. And I did 2 different color purple spikes. I love it. But this fabric I got at Stitches. It's my local quilting store. I bought this during the quarantine here in Oklahoma. And I bought it on Facebook Live and I pulled up at the shop and came out and brought it to me. It was awesome. So I'll put a link to her store down below too. She does sell online. She has an online shop, and she also does Facebook Lives with sales and new fabrics that she's getting in. Just about every day. I'm not always online to see it, but she does do it. So I bought this an orange speckle that was the last dragon I did. And then there was a blue and green of a similar speckle to the orange speckle. And so I still have that dragon to do. So this is the other side. One's right eye, one's left eye. I can't remember which is which. I have a hard time with that when it comes to stitching it. It's just kind of confusing. So, and speaking of going back to school and ask, my daughter and I decided she's going to homeschool this year. And it just seems a little bit more prudent, considering most of the schools around us have already, they started last Thursday, and they're already back to distance education. And online school that she went through the last 2 years, she's further ahead than what she is now, than what her public school class would be. And she's doing stuff that is along the lines of her older brother that's a junior in high school. And he started at tech school also. He is doing both his junior year of high school and a tech school, and he is taking graphic design, which, as you know, he helps me out on this channel, the business. He helps market on TikTok and on Instagram. He helps some of the marketing. So graphic design will help with that. He's also saving up for a sublimation printer. And he wants to make some cool t-shirts and things, and he wants to sell them to help him get in a better place when he goes to college, because he actually wants to go to a 4-year college when he graduates. So he wants to be better set up for life then. Gotta admire his chutzpah, I swear. That boy's got it all together. For a 17-year-old kid, you talk to him, you wouldn't think he was 17. So here I have to switch out to the black thread. And the whole time that I'm embroidering this, I am also hand stitching the eyelets for what some people would call a corset, but it's a set of 8th century stays. The time period we're actually doing is 1730s, and like a middling sort, middle class, we'll put it that way, set of days. My friend has written a book, and it is set in the 1730s, and so she wants to dress period for the book release and other things she's got planned, which that's all to be announced, so I can't give it all away. She has some big plans, and y'all will all hear about it. So I've been working on those, and I am videoing those. Stays are corset for that time period. They call them stays, not corsets. They didn't start calling them corsets until the 19th century, Victorian times. And the difference, well, of course, the shaping, which throughout all the years of them wearing stays, corsets, busk, some call them, through all the years of that, the shapes changed. And a lot of times, the dates, they changed. But the big difference between a set of stays and corsets are the metal eyelets and grommets instead of the hand-sewn eyelets. I think I'll enjoy it. I personally made myself a set of 16th century stays. So I like them. I move in them. I did have a TikTok video for the longest time of me in them dancing around in the full get-up. I like big butts because my bum roll really makes my butt look big. So that's where we're with that. So that video should be being released in a couple of weeks. And that will just be her stays. Eventually I'm going to do her chemise and skirts and blouses and all the way through. She wants to fly it. So I'm excited about that, and she's excited about it. But she did give me permission to video the whole process. Okay, so I finished the embroidery. So I'm matching up the eyes. So it's not wall-eyed or anything. Match everything up so it all, and I stitch it up. And I'm going to pin it through so it stays in place. See, look at that pattern. Isn't it gorgeous? To me, that is absolutely gorgeous. Green and purple. I love these colors, and anytime I make a green and purple dragon, I automatically think of Puff the Magic Dragon. Or the original Pete's Dragon. I just dated myself. You know, I grew up watching Pete's Dragon and Puff the Magic Dragon. I always remember when it was on TV and they had the specials, it was always Puff the Magic Dragon and Raggedy Ann and Andy, like back to back. And I loved Raggedy Ann and Andy. I still love Raggedy Ann and Andy. I do make Raggedy Ann dolls. I have made Raggedy Andy dolls too. I love those cartoons. But, so now I've cut out. I'm going to stitch up the ears real quick. And see, I made it more of a curved design instead of the super pointy, batty looking ears that I normally do for dragons. I don't know, I kind of wanted to give this one a softer look, I guess. I don't know. I just like this idea of the ears better for this particular dragon. I think it's along the lines of that Pete's Dragon and Puff. So, it's funny, I did make an actual dragon 2 or 3 years ago that was Puff. It was Puff inspired. Even had the little fluff of hair instead of spikes. And it was funny. Who would notice what it was? Here, I'm stitching the ears on. Stitch, stitch, stitch. Get them, trim them. Then I run them back through because I stitched these things twice for durability. But it was funny. You could tell the age difference between people. Because at a certain age, they wouldn't know who Puff the Magic Dragon was. And then the one that knew talked about Raggedy Ann cartoons with me, so. And the lady that finally bought him, I believe, said that she bought him for her grandson named Jackie. Which I thought was fitting. So now I'm just going to I hand cut the spikes. Like I said, I do these by hand, and so they're always different. Ears, spikes, horns, fins. These are always different. Because I hand cut them. I don't even stitch them out before I cut them. I just hand cut them. And this is the darker purple down the center. See, it's a slightly different, darker, more of a bluey purple instead of red base purple. So, wish I moved this fast in person. Candy. Then there's some things in life that you would want to hit the slow down button on, wouldn't you? Like your kids growing. I swear I blinked and my daughter's 11. I blinked my son went from being a 2-year-old rough and tumble to 17, tech school, junior year, driver's license. He'll actually be 18 in time to vote this year, so he's going to be voting in the election. Should be interesting. And it's really, time flies. I swear parenthood is you blink and they're gone. Was that country song, Don't Blink? I tell my nieces that all the time. I have 2 nieces that have babies of their own. And I tell them all the time, don't blink. Because as soon as you blink, them babies are gone. So I'm pinning all of the dragon head up so that I can stitch it. Like even on the wrong side, the pattern is awesome on. Looks pretty on the underside too, doesn't it? So I was wondering, do y'all like the current schedule where I do like a cooking homesteady thing on Tuesdays and on Fridays I release a sewing video? Would y'all like me to do more sewing videos? I don't want to do more cooking videos than I already do. Once a week, that's good for me. I've also been going every morning and evening and planting in the garden. I planted carrots and lettuce and kale, some more beans, and some garlic yesterday. And I've got a couple of things I'm going to plant this evening. I got some cilantro, which is cilantro with that's a little bit stronger cilantro flavor. And got some more lettuce, but I think I'm going to wait on that. Because I planted a bunch of lettuce yesterday, and I prefer to succession plant. So I like to wait 2 weeks in between planting lettuce so that, in case you missed it, this is my second stitching of this head so that it's reinforced. Guess I do that so that the kids can play with it and it's durable. Now I'm going to the casing for the eye. We eat a lot of lettuce or a lot of salads. What's your favorite salad ingredient? Ooh, look, I'm turning him right out. Look at him, his personality and everything just merges. I love that moment. Got him all turned upside out. Been any stray threads, any jumpers that I didn't get before. And now just stuffing. I got zip tie and then stuffing. Get it all together. I swear the stuffing always looks like a big old cloud on my desk. Stuff the nose first. I use about 5 or 6 big handfuls of polyfill when I stuff dragon. I want them somewhat squishy, huggable, but I want it cushioned enough that if it pops back and smacks you, it protects you from the stick. So, now I'm feeding the zip tie through. And it can get fiddly right there at the end, trying to get it through. Top. I'll get it in. I get my stick ready. And I gotta make a hole for the stick. Tell you what, at my house, it's snoozy time. All the animals are taking naps. I got the stick in and I tightened that zip tie as hard as I could. I mean, it barely moves. And I clipped it down. Now I'm trying to open my glue. This glue is notorious for gluing itself shut. If you've used it, you know what I mean. So I always put a scrap piece of paper down. This I'm using in facing. In case it leaks. This leaks horribly. Once you squeeze it, just keep squeezing. Okay, and I move it back up. I got the ball on and everything. And there he is, all finished. So what do y'all think?